try to slam one in here, get a good run going, and see what we can do. Hey, we're fighting the Guardian. It's been a long time since we have seen the Guardian. I was just talking about this on my last stream. I think it's been a week or two since I've faced off against the Guardian. We got a decent path through here. I don't like this early event. I don't really like these two events through here, but I like the ability to take on 2 elites and then take 100 gold and get an early shop and kind of see what we can get out of that. It's after 2 combats, so that's pretty good. Just for the sake of time, I think I'm going to choose the easy, obvious option and move on. Yeah, we're definitely taking one here. This bird is going to get pissed. Let's see, we got 1824, so we have to, like, use all of our strikes. Yeah, I was worried about that. Yikes, dude. Okay. Rough beginnings. We do get offered slice. I'm gonna try taking the slice just because I think it has a lot of utility for early silence. Slices come up a long way in kind of, I mean, I don't want to call it a power ranking, so because I don't value it that highly, but it's a good utility card early on in the game. I don't hate it as much as I used to. It's not like exactly a great late game scaling card, but it can certainly be something that does scale into the later portions of the game, if that makes sense. Maybe with the strength potion, we're able to greed the well-laid plans. These are great gets. The backstab is fantastic, but well-laid plans going into sentries or Lagavulin is exactly what we're going to need, and you know the strength potion helps get us kind of the rest of the way. So kind of good news, bad news here. Good news is we see Bag of Prep and Anchor. These are both great gets for us. I think I'm going to lean away from Anchor a little bit just because Lagavulin Sentry, or excuse me, Lagavulin Knob don't do anything on turn 1. Guardian doesn't do anything on turn 1. I mean, none of the bosses do in this act, but you know, this is going to be better going into, say, Act 2 and then maybe some of our floor fights. But given the lack of floor fights that we have, and I'm getting a little nervous about that, honestly, I think just Bag of Prep with the well-laid plans and the slice get are probably a little bit better. And I'm going to try to move on here. It's a little bit greedy. I think, you know, maybe like throwing in a piercing whale that's on sale isn't like a net negative. Upgrade card is very nice. And sadly, it's like upgrade slice. Actually, we could take this opportunity to upgrade well-laid plans too. It's just going into this first elite. I think we need some upgraded attacks, and slice is kind of the best attack we have right now. Sadly. I don't think I've ever done that before. But hey, 9 damage is 9 damage, you know? All right, Cloak and Dagger versus Terror. Terror is quite the card. We are going to take the card Terror. And we're just going to upgrade it right away so we can place something else on top of that. And with Strength Potion and Terror, I was just going to say, sentries are probably our worst fight. We'll see how it goes. I think maybe we slam in here. Try to take out the highest HP guy first. Oh. Pretty much always do that, huh? Wow, that sucks. Okay, well, we bottom decked the plans, which honestly isn't like the worst thing ever, but obviously we'd prefer if that wasn't the case. Maybe we hold neutralize for a piercing whale. Well, I mean, I hadn't intended to hold the neutralize through the shuffle. So I guess we'll just, I mean, this is a terrible shuffle, but we'll throw a damage card in there. Of course, Piercing Well is going to be just like, it's going to slightly edge out a defend now in terms of block. Cool. Holy Shuriken. Shuriken with Slice already in the deck is pretty awesome. Finisher could potentially lead into something really, really nice with both Terror and Well-Laid plans already in the deck with this Slice and stuff. So I think we're just going to take a Finisher. It also scales exceptionally well with Shuriken. We should have lethal here. So we've got 15, 21. This is going to end up doing, after 3 attacks, 18 damage. So 18, 27 is not quite enough. Kind of sucks. Doesn't mean I don't get my plans down. So 15 plus. That's the way I got to do it. Maybe there's, I don't know. There might have been something quirky in there with the strength get that I didn't quite see. Like a little faster than I normally would, given the time. Another ancient potion, huh? I mean, Dagger Spray does scale well with Shuriken. It's not exactly a card that I want to add into the deck. Neither is Dash, neither is 1,000 Cuts. But our potions do suck. So it's like, I think we're looking to upgrade plans and Finisher, most likely. Maybe with the Shuriken, we're allowed to skip something like that. And maybe we'll take like this extra combat, since our card reward screens just haven't been, they've been good, but we need something to pair with them. Like, you know, Blade Dance, of course, or something like that. Sure. Immediately punished. We could be fighting Knob. No sense in just throwing 2 Ancient Potions to block some weak here, especially with the Strength down. Sure. That's fine. Slice 2. Honestly, not the worst ad. Yeah, let me do it. I don't think I've ever done that before. It just sounds... I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's something I want to do, you know? Oh my god. Jerk. You are a jerk. Okay, well, this fight's pretty dang over. It's been going, I mean, extremely well. Whenever we're going into Slime's fight, as well as the Gang of Gremlins fight, coming out taking, I think, 0 damage from both. Or maybe we took a little bit from the Slimes. That is a great sign. Splody pot next to another skip button as far as I'm concerned. The dash is actually really interesting with the Shuriken. But then we have to add dash into the deck, and that's kind of a huge downside. What's up, mouse? What's up, buddy? The question is, do I want to rest? I don't want to rest. I think I would upgrade plans, and then like going into Lagavulin, we would just have like a really big opener with Terror, a couple slices, and Finisher, hopefully. And then into Knob, we're blocking Vuln. So like Slice would be that better upgrade there. Neutralize is also a really good upgrade going into both of those combats, just allowing us to block more than we normally would. But the deck's just going to need a plans plus. We want Laga. Okay. Oh, buddy. Terror and 2 strikes. So this is base 8. They go to 8 plus 4, 12, 24 damage. We actually have... we have to Explosive Potion to have lethal. That's okay. Assuming I did that math right. Just, you know, the Explosive Potion isn't going to be useful going into the Guardian fight. It will be useful going into Act 2. I'd rather just, like, do that, get a Pen Nib and a Ghost in a Jar, as well as a Blade Dance before we go into Guardian. Pretty freaking sweet. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. That mouse. I think we hold this Slice and Finisher for next turn. All right, and that is the Guardian fight. I mean, you love to see it. If you're a fan of the home team, you love to see it. Holy. Let's see if I can time this well. It's a little bit awkward with this Pen Nib, though. We would get a Shuriken Pen Nib Finisher. This. More than 66. Oh, but the other one was... oh, I didn't do the Vuln math. The other one was 90. Okay. Lost a little bit of damage, but it's not going to matter at all. Wildin'? What are you doing, dude? Cat has lost his GD mind. Not do 12. Ooh, there we go. A little bit of extra Pen Nib. Clean and cool. Malaise versus a Corpse Explosion. Like, nice to have. I think we want Malaise. Kurski Omamori seems like a pretty free get. It does mean we'll probably have to skip curses from events. But, I mean, that's basically a free 4th energy. Which, versus, I mean, I did just pick up the Malaise for Philosopher's Stone, but I'm just going to do the Kurski. Kurski and move on. Simple choice. Collector. So the one thing that I would say that we have not quite solidified is the block package. We pretty much just have like this Ghost in a Jar and we do a bajillion damage. We do have Piercing Wail and Malaise, so we're trending the right direction, but we got a lot of cards to remove. We got a lot of things to pick up before we're going to be considered, having solved any of those combats. Just plans it up. Ouch. No terror, huh? Well, obviously we don't have block here, so we're just gonna have to go for it. I don't know how much damage it is. It's a lot. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 attacks plus some strength. I don't know. I can't really be bothered to do the math. It's gonna work out the way it's gonna work out. I think we hold off on that. Deflect is cute. We don't really have card draw for it yet, so I'm going to skip all that stuff. The Thieves Before the Shop. That is an all-time classic. But hey, I mean, being able to full block them is at least somewhat rare, right? Ow. We don't want to redraw Malaise, of course. Gambler's Brew. Acro seems excellent on 4 energy. Yep. Sure. Get a second copy of Malaise. Okay. Pretty dang good for a strike. I like Lantern here. I like Footwork. I like Card Remove. We also just have Pellets, which could be a later game solution for us. We do only have 1 power right now, and we're kind of always playing it, but we could also pick up this copy of Footwork to help with our block solution, which isn't quite solved going into later portions of the game. No, it's probably just got to be Pellets, right? If we're thinking so far in the ahead to like how are we solving the heart, basically. Okay, this is an unexpected chest. Sure. Kinda shitty. It's not bad. It's just not good. Key it. If we could find better. Ouch. Oh man, I have no idea how much damage this is. Sure. Nice. Tactician Plus. They keep wanting to give me this copy of Tactician. I did pick up an Acrobatics. I mean, it might play eventually. I think I'm willing to like take the risk. And I say risk, but Tactician Plus with Acrobatics. I think we just want to upgrade Acro, don't we? Acro is going to allow us to discard Tactician. It's going to get us to our other stuff. It's going to allow Finisher to get down better with our slices, with get Terror down. I mean, all that stuff. It's just a good card. Acro. Acro and Prey. Well, I see that we have 18, but, you know, the problem is that I don't want to take 10 damage to do it. We'd have to then take 5 with Frail and Vuln, but we have Piercing Wail and Malaise in hand that we can hold. I think this is better. Oh, yeah, I gotta remember we have... Potentially we have pellets, too, to break this stuff. Yeah, you would. You would. We don't have a power in hand. We played both powers. Of course. It's a Yerk out there. Oh my goodness, these draws. Head nib next turn, so that would do like 14-ish. Gotta make some headway on these gremlins. Wow, our draw pile is awful. Please don't attack me. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we have a couple copies of Malaise down, so it's still weak. Not like completely nightmarish. King 6. This is the, you know, inherent problem with not removing cards though, and why like going to the shop and seeing that we couldn't get a card removed there is I thought was so bad. So a lot of these decks just kind of like require that type of thing, you know. Let's see if we can increment Pen Nib a little bit. Okay, so we'll just slice for the kill. Ooh, we'll finish her for the kill. Or a Cal is here. Okay. Look in the chest. Sure. Toy Ornithopter. Okay. I've been hanging on to these potions pretty hard, but with Toy Ornithopter getting some sustain, we've got some amount of block, and then we have some amount of sustain as well now. So not too bad. We have our Sapphire Key, so we're pretty much off of chests for the rest of the run. Or I wouldn't really want to get any. Still our best option, no matter what. Okay, we have 40% potion odds. We're going into a campfire, and then I'm hoping to go like 2 more elites for the rest of this act. I really want to hold on to this Gambler's Brew in case we get into a bad empowered elite, knowing it might cost us 5 HP. I just think it's correct. Maybe I should hold that for Acro. I don't know. The plus energy Malaise seemed cool. Show me the kunai. 2 sucks. Or the boot. Sure. I think I like rest. Yeah, let's rest once. Again, the deck just does not block that well. We've got Piercing Wail, we've got 2 Malaises, we've got Footwork. I mean, that stuff's all there, but we need some more cards that actually block. Regenerating Book. Well, I mean, good news for Regenerating Book is that we have a great counter and just chucking Malaises at it. Nice. So we get a full block. Really don't want to Malaise for 1. But next turn's the big attack. I can get away with wailing this, actually. So we're going to wail this, and then we're just going to go for a chunkier Malaise on a multi-attack. That's right. Just lethal there. All right, man. There might have been. It's just one of those decks that, I don't know. I mean, I end up playing it a little bit sloppier because it's kind of easy. Right? We're not really at risk of losing. I mean, let's try 6, right? See how we feel. And Chaku for some extra energy. See, I mean, I've been streaming too long. I'm like losing my mind here. I was a little hesitant about starting a Spire run just because I was like, oh, I don't know. I have been streaming for a while, but I really wanted to get a run of Spire in, and somebody asked me if I was going to be playing Spire later, and I was like, try to get a run of Spire in. Okay. Let's do the thing. It's only 60? Correct, idiot. No, he had Vuln on him. I didn't calculate that out. Okay, well, I mean, we have 2 attack-based relics. They're just gonna kind of work out the way they're gonna work out, all right? It's just gonna be a little bit of movie magic, and sometimes I'm gonna look like a genius, okay? Sometimes not. Let's see, we've got 4 attacks in hand. That's 1632. So can I do 1624? Okay. I really just don't want to throw all this stuff there, you know? We can kill you with Pen Nib. It's kind of stupid. Sure. That. Yeah, these Malaises got to be upgraded. So mediocre without them saying plus on them. Yes. It's like, just show me another Blade Dance. Not too much to ask for. Right. Sick. Oh, finisher, why are you here? It's not bad, right? Not bad. A whetstone, a dupot, so leaving some HP. We lost. We kind of lost at least 10 HP there. I actually don't hate this late backstab with Shuriken and drawing 9 cards on turn 1 anyway. And the deflect is also kind of interesting, but it's not that much better than Oracle until we get footwork and deflect to say plus. So I think the backstab is fine. Neutralize upgrade is excellent, even though we have the 2 Malaises. I still just like to have it. It's nice to have. Strike upgrades, of course, whatever. And honestly, I think in that situation, I could have looked at the deck and really thought hard about whether or not I wanted to add backstab before whetstone. It's another one of those, I'm just kind of on autopilot things. Sure, let's dupe it up. Dupe it up. Think about Act 3. I mean, it's been going really, really well. We need our Malaises to say plus, our footwork to say plus. I think I'm just going to upgrade footwork so it's done with. I really want this to say plus because it's a power. It's going to proc orange pellets. We're pretty much always going to play it. And then it's maybe a component of a late game block solution for us if we happen to need it. Ooh, interesting. We don't have plans in place, so we could take a Shuriken proc here and a Nunchaku proc and then send Gamble, try to fish for one of our powers to get them in play. That's not the worst thing. It's that, or we just draw 7 and try to get to our well-laid plans that much faster. I think that's better. It does leave quite a lot of damage. Not on Collector, though. Maybe too much for me to pass on. Yeah. Okay. Is what it is, but I'm glad we drew through that garbage. Doing a third of the Collector's health on turn 1 is pretty dang good. We'll look to dupe out that, I guess. Yikes. Currently dead on board. But that's before I play this Malaise on Collector, so this is just ending up being a lot closer than I thought it would be. I think we could have one explosive turn and kill Collector, but it does come down to getting that finisher. We could even do cute stuff like Dupot finisher, Dupot blade dance, that kind of thing. So I think I'm okay with strike Malaise here. Some morking. I mean, I think with the 2 strength, we probably just get there. That's 126 damage as is. So we have to make up for 59 damage, and this is already 33. Pretty sure we just get there. Let's check it out. Yep. I'm just gonna greed it. To continue the greed train. Okay. We got an Astrolabe here. Astrolabe is one way for us to remove some cards from our deck and get something else in here. I'm not going to take the Sozu. 5 energy is, interesting. It's nice. It's appealing. But we already have Acro and Tactician with a Well-Laid Plans Plus. So just labe it up. I'm going to do 2 strikes and a defend or something like that. It's just that we don't have a lot to pair with Finisher. Ideally, I'd like to do 3 strikes just because we don't have a lot of block cards in here right now. But if I do that, we've got Strike, 2 Slices, a Neutralize, and a Blade Dance to proc Finisher. And that's the whole deck. So let's just do this. Okay, for our troubles, we get an outmaneuver plus, a whale plus, and an expertise plus. We got good money. We got a recall at one of these campfires. Let's see. Yeah. I really like this. So going to an early shop is great. This is in theory still an easy pool. Then we do that, get another upgrade here. And we can kind of determine what we want to do depending on whether or not we've seen Mind Bloom. This is a lot of events for Act 3, but Mind Bloom is Mind Bloom after all. We're going to make that white, so I try to remember to skip it. And then we got Awakened One as the first boss. So we got the 2 Malaises already in the deck. We'll look to upgrade 1 or 2 of them depending on what other cards we see. And that should pretty much solve that combat. And we already have Shuriken Pet Nib to beat Awaken 1 too. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Almost made an oopsie. So we lose the weak over here, right? Rough. But we're on 26 cards and we haven't added any actual block cards yet. So I think turns like this are somewhat inevitable. If we ever kill you, right? You have 53 HP. We do 14. No pen nib. 14, 28. No, never kill you. We got Orcal, and then we should have an Nchaku proc for Malaise. Deck's falling apart, but could be doing better. Sure. It is my own doing, my own making though, just because, you know, I haven't really added any AoE to the deck. Kind of on purpose. What are we doing here? Oh, that sucks. It's a 9? I am in the fight of my life against these dorklings. Okay, Whale Plus. I mean, I'm looking for real block cards here. This is a skip. Cute that we've gotten 2 free chests, though. Chemical X, you say? Very, very interesting. think I like it. And with the other Blade Dance Plus, let's go ahead and get rid of this strike now. Okay. I mean, I don't think there's anything else. I don't want second finisher right now, though it's kind of cute. I'm really just looking for block cards, and these aren't the block cards I'm looking for, especially with Malaise plus. Why not dupe footwork? I don't have any block cards. So we're looking to get block cards, and then the footwork will become more valuable. So right now what we're struggling to do is to kill stuff, and how we're going to get through to the end of Act 3 is just by killing stuff. We're not looking to block stuff through the end of Act 3. We just want to kind of get to it, and then our block solution will become increasingly necessary as we get to the bosses and then into Act 4. So we have time. But as you kind of saw, I don't know when you got here, but in the Darklings fight, we were struggling just to kind of deal with 3 Darklings. So getting the extra strength proc, lining extra stuff up with finisher, making our terror finishers that much better, getting more pen nib procs and chaku procs. Just all good stuff, right? I actually don't have a way to deal with that. Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. And then maybe we get a potion from this and can kind of get some more toy ornithopter value like I was talking about earlier. Yeah. All right, so that's a thing. We've done a thing. We did something. Let's get rid of... like, neutralize. Well... I'm gonna do, like, whale backstab. For luck. Sure. Right, but this is kind of a common problem, in my opinion, with like when you're trying to get better at Spires. You really have to work with what you have, not what you're hoping to get, because we had a run a couple days ago where the only 2 block cards we were offered in the entire run we had seen by floor 5. So we made it all the way through the entire run on the Silent without seeing any additional block cards. So stuff like that can happen. So if we just chucked in an extra power that doesn't actually accomplish much for us, well, we have these Piercing Whales and Malaises to potentially deal with the Act 3 bosses, I think we'd be doing ourselves a bit of a disservice. Like, we're not actually accomplishing much if we do that, right? Alright, it's a little wasteful, but what I'm doing. So when we hopefully find nice block cards, I'll be happy to do stuff like that. Weird. Oh, wait, I meant to chuck that over here. Oh, well. Getting tired. Like, Volned and put 6 strength down on one. Whoops. Yay. Ow. This guy is on one. He's on a mission. Okay, so I got block cards for next turn, so we can afford to do something this turn. We get 27, so we get 4 attack cards. It's kind of awkward with this Blade Dance, actually. I guess we could hold shivs, huh? He's buffing again. Oh my god. Cannot use buff once it has been used 6 times. Alright, we're almost there. I mean, I really want this to go here. I'll just do that. $17, my guy. Progress. This is so stupid. Imagine if we didn't dupe pot the... What is this? 13? Okay, we're there. If we didn't dupe pot the footwork there. Don't even talk to me about not duplicating the footwork on a previous floor. That was circumstantial. Dodge and roll not plus is very sad. But it's a block card. All my cards do nothing. Let's see what we draw first. Good stuff. There we go. Gonna be enough. So we do 10 plus 15, 25. That's enough exactly, but we have Shuriken. But I don't have energy now. I ruined it. Getting late, boys. Getting late. So stupid. Ugh. Well, we're taking the Shuriken procs. And then, gosh, that's rough. And I want to hold Gamble because our draw pile is so terrible. It's not that we were at a huge risk of taking a ton of damage here or anything like that. It's more so that I don't want to take a bunch of wounds into the deck. Wow. Man, these draws. Okay, a real turn, and I have, like, nothing in my hand. That is rough. I think at the very least, this does, to some degree, showcase why duping the Blade Dance was so important, because we're not really doing anything right now. It's nothing all that productive. But then there's the turn where we just destroy Repto. You know, like, it's an interesting little duality. Like, this turn, we'd probably just have lethal. I don't know. This is already 16 times a lot. It can be 8, 9, 10. 16 times 10, 160 plus a little bit more, plus the damage we're doing. Yes, it's just lethal. Maybe like, let me think about this. So maybe like 6 is a good number for us to end on. So we could do, or 5 is a good number for us to end on. So we could do Blade Dance and then Finisher for Pen Nib exactly. So if we were to kill here, we'd have Chaku on 9, Pen Nib on 5. That's maybe like, I think that's our best setup. A meal ticket. Another finisher is not what we want. Okay. All right, we are skipping this chest. I ended up making the right call. The two chests we saw this act, I think we saw one right here. Then, of course, right here, they're the small chests. So most likely it was just a common relic that we didn't end up getting. Not a big deal. All right, Triforce complete. The Darklings. All right, I guess we'll get to see if the deck has improved at all. Darklings, oh Darklings. Must you, oh Darklings? Right. Okay. None of that matters. All right. Can we win, please? We got expertise survivor stuff next turn. Well, not even next turn. We're just going to gamble into it right here. Make sure we're drawing 4. Strength pod, not too bad. Another blade dance, man. That is not what we need right now. Getting a little nervous. We just like even if we make it through the boss gauntlet in the Act 4 elites, yeah, I mean we just don't block Beat of Death at all. We might end up doing like this, a couple elites. See how this one goes. Nemesis. Now, in theory, Nemesis with our Malaises should be about as easy of a combat as we can get. There is a chance we get 45 to next turn, and we don't have a great solution for that. That is 45. It doesn't look like 45, but that's 45. And again, we just don't have block cards. Yep. Oh, I guess I should have played those. We don't have plans in play. Oh, I meant to play plans. Oh my god, making mistakes. Oh no. It's all falling apart. In their boot. I actually forgot we had boot too. Sorry, boot. I don't get to play plans here again. Maybe I should strength pot for the health, just in case we get something. This is brutal without plans in play. That was a huge mistake. Okay, we have the plans. We're not currently taking any damage. I want to keep Gamble and Survivor just in case, right? Jerk. Potion? Get a Maw Bank. We do get a potion. Oh my god, it's Backflip Plus. It's like an S tier card for this deck right now. Woo, okay, we have draw and block on the same card. Huge. Absolutely huge. We're going to try to pellets the debuffs here. See if we can get plans. Maybe like this. No plans. Still no plans. Okay. Well, that's kind of awkward, isn't it? So if I clear debuffs, I can't really block that well. I can block for an extra 12 here, take 0. I think I just have to do that. No plans. Okay. Guy doesn't want me to clear his debuffs. That just in time. Should do almost nothing. Oh, wow. What a terrible hand. Say this on 5, that on 9. Yeah. Tactician Plus. Do not want another one of those. Probably no to another gamble. Now we have so many dead draws right now, man. Ugh. I don't know. Alright, do we dare to take on another elite? I suppose. Giant head. Okay. Well, I mean, in theory, I think this one should be somewhat simple. I'm saying that very cautiously, just because it might not be, but we shall see. Yikes. Okay. Want to redraw that. I do want to keep that gamble, man. I guess it's this. Just don't have the energy. We gotta try to get our tactician here. Okay. Now our finisher sucks. So I want to aggro first, but if we aggro then gamble, we're not going to be able to play our blade dances if we draw them. So I'm just going to send it. Is it lethal? Can anyone spot the lethal? 4 damage strength. An Eternal Feather, kind of just in time. And oh my god, it's Wraith Form. The ultimate block card. Well, Wraith Form is probably not, or hopefully not, I guess, our block solution going into the next 2 combats. But it might have to be for some of them. I was planning on taking a rest here, but with Eternal Feather, I mean, creating Wraith Form is probably more HP than resting. If we need to play it. So we're thinking about like a Time Eater fight, which hasn't really lined up that well, or Dodo and Deca that's gone on a little bit too long. Again, you can kind of tell like when Blade Dance Finisher Terror lines up with Pen Nib and stuff, like, yeah, stuff just dies. But when it doesn't, which is the other half of the time, or maybe more, then the deck is just kind of like fumbling. Not really doing anything. So I'm tempted by this Wraith Form upgrade. It's just in case. Just in case. Again, Awaken 1 is pretty much just going to be solved through these Malaises. But we'll see. We skipped on like 2 Corpse Explosions with I think at the end of Act 1 and maybe also at the end of Act 2 or something. Conscious decision. We'll see if it comes back to bite me or not. Oh. Poor Burb. I don't really want to take 4 there, but at the same time, like, we don't need to go too negative with the block in this combat. We have essentially 2 powers that we'd like to have in play. And of course, the strength down is going to go away anyway, and we have these piercing whales, which are now a little bit awkward. Nice. Next turn is the multi-attack after all. Small. Show me Tactician. Yeah, buddy. Hey. Only 1 attack. Oh, this Pen Nib is so sad. I'm just going to play that so our draws are better, right? Oh, gross. It's like all of our block. Wait, that's the entire block package. Hold on. I was thinking about initially just sending all this stuff so we could get to these other garbage cards faster, but now I think we need to hang on to 2 block cards. So I want to try to get these shivs out. Old Tactician's going to back are coming out. Should be obvious, but you never know. I want to keep these numbers low. I think we've established that that's probably just better. 40. Our only way to apply weakness now that both Malaise is gone is just neutralize plus. We need to get back to that card. That's kind of gross. Have you seen Kunai? We have not seen Kunai. Though we took a lot of elites. And certainly part of that plan is always to, you know, try to fish for Kunai. Would be nice to have. So we're going to eat this void no matter what we do. Well, that's not entirely true. I guess if we were to calculate a gamble, we could avoid it and play outmaneuver instead. But let's just try to get the hell out of here. I messed that up. I guess supposed to blade dance. All right. It's okay. It's not like we're really gonna lose this one. I don't think we're ever playing gamble next turn. I've not seen Ornamental Fan either. So, Pendim Nunchaku. We keyed Ancient T-Set. Alright, not too bad. Took some damage on turn 1. Dono and Deca, huh? I actually don't really know what fight was worse for us. Because we have all this strength down. Time Eater. And we don't break Artifact that well. We have 2 Piercing Wells, 2 Malaises, Terror, Neutralize. So, I mean, we do break it in a literal sense, but do we break it in like a productive way? I mean, do we accomplish anything with actually breaking that? Not really, right? I'm again tempted to just like full send this. We get a bunch of energy out of it. Draw 7. Dodge and Roll is one of our better cards in this combat because it blocks. So we know we're getting attacked next turn, so maybe we would consider that. But 1 energy to do the same thing as Orakel is not that appealing, you know? Let's see what we get. Yeah. It's probably better. This. Yeah. We have plans in play, huh? This is 4, 8, 9. So this is, if we play all of our attacks, it's only going to cost us 2 energy. Okay, ouch. No, we shouldn't do that. I mean, Liquid Memories is a great potion for us for the Act 4 elites, so we could do what I was thinking about doing, which was double finisher there in that combat as well, just to get us the heck out of there. Better to hold the potion. It's just that we have a lot of money and we could potentially replace it, so I think it's worth thinking about. You go. Think I can kill 2 turns? Yeah. Or 3 turns? I think it's pretty close. Mostly just because we have finisher in hand and we need to cycle basically the whole deck. I mean, the thing is like we can, I don't know. We could deal with not playing it. We just kind of wasted a lot of time. We'd have played Wraith Form there, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Will does nothing. Maybe we just throw out the Piercing Wail so we can maybe Malaise next turn for some weak. Nope. Okay, only taking 8. And that's got to be lethal. How much is this? 50 plus 25, 75? Not enough? That's my perfect number, though. Well, maybe we like... Well, maybe we try to increment it like 2? I don't know. I don't really want Nunchaku on 0. Well, I mean, we have Pen Nib Backstab. That's not like the worst thing in the world. It's just not great. Okay. Not too shabby. Thank you, Wraith Form. Full health. So we get one more upgrade here. I think the Survivor's pretty good. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Mawbank, for 96 bucks. Okay. We might just look in Orrery. Let's maybe just see what's in Orrery first. Holy screen. I have no eggs. What the hell? Whoa. Wow. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. I mean, ever is a mighty long time. Maybe it's happened before, but... Damn, all the good cards are right here. Well, see, now we have second footwork, and it's not so bad. No, it's not great. We don't have a lot of cards that actually say block in here, but we were given 2 Cloak and Dagger minuses. I don't know if we're so desperate to click those. They're not really block cards, but they do increment Pen Nib, Nunchaku, and Shuriken. It's something. Really wish one of them was upgraded. Snap pick that. I don't think it's third Blade Dance. Again, same idea. We just don't block Beat of Death that well, and that's not really a Beat of Death solution. So I guess we could take the second footwork, and then between pellets on Wraith form and then the 2 footworks, hopefully we're just like surviving long enough, and the 2 footworks allow us to get through Beat of Death enough. I don't know. My issue with that mentality really going into the hard fight is that it's so much setup. You have to get so much stuff in play, so many powers in play, that it just ends up taking a long time. And then again, we only have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards that actually say block on them. I'm probably adding in this copy of Blur. So that's fine. Maybe I take one of these cloaks. I don't think we take both. It's fine. Did we ever take both? Ugh. So I don't know if I'm going to feel good drawing them. Good Instincts is also just a nice block card that we could look to add with Blur. But I love the idea of a card remove on this strike. We just don't want to see it. Then Blur. Okay. And yeah, our potion options were not particularly good either. So good thing we held on to this Liquid Memories. I really don't mind using the Liquid Memories in this combat. I think it's a little bit greedy to go into it thinking that you're just like not going to need a potion in the Act 4 elites. So if something arises where it seems advantageous to use it, like Finisher, Liquid Memories Finisher, or maybe we get like 2 Blade Dances on a future turn, and then we want a Finisher to kill one of these guys, I'm happy to do that. It's just a solid use of Finisher. Okay. Oh, man. Late Plans is so good. Okay. I don't think I'm playing you. I don't think I'm playing you either. Whale. Ouch. We can do that. Sure. Why do all my turns suck? Ugh, just imagine if this was the hard fight. Like we're accomplishing nothing. Rough. We can proc Pellets here for Wraith Form to take 0. I mean, that's probably what we have to do. Kind of sucks. We'll hold on to this stuff. We are shuffling and we don't really want to redraw into it. We don't draw into our damage, right? damage, please. So we get an energy here. We can then play footwork plus blur. And something like this. You have so much block. We're not getting through next turn. We already know that. And our drop pile is pretty trash. So I'd like to expertise this turn. Just like draw through this stuff since it's not going to matter. So let's get some strength. Maybe we get in for a little bit of chip damage here. Sure. Mans is blocking again. So there's some good gets for us from this combat. I think we already talked about a couple of them, but specifically if we could get like, even something like a humble ornamental fan, that would go a long way. And then we can talk about like the high rolly stuff. If we were to get like a tungsten rod, that would be awesome. we could just get a simple tungsten rod. Do we want to move this stuff? Can we move this stuff? Let's go to 20, 34. Can. It's probably correct. So we want to win in 4 attacks. Notably not Blade Dance. But that I think that enables me to hold on to Shiv's Slice, which gets us a lot of the way there. Whoa. I almost just threw that up for no reason. Okay, this was... I think we determined that this was our ideal setup, was Nunchaku on 9 and Nib on 5. So we're always going to get that extra energy on turn 1 thanks to Backstab. At least Smooth Stone's fine. Another backflip seems good. So we'll get the extra energy. With the 9-card draw, it's just too good. Okay. So what would have been best case scenario is if we got our well-laid plans on turn 1, but no such luck. We are going to get a Shuriken proc. We have both Piercing Whales in hand, so we probably do want to throw out this Malaise to make sure the multi's taken care of. And then we have this Ghost in a Jar if we feel like we need it for the big hit. We can also plan on trying to save Ghost in a Jar for very late in the combat, or yeah, in the combat when Beat of Death is like on 3. So when Beat's on 3, and say we have already used our Wraith form for some reason, yeah, we're not going to be doing too well. Juicy Malaise doesn't make a difference, just because the heart wipes away all the strength. So we only need like -2 strength, I think, ideally, to block the multi-attack with weak applied as well. It'll round down to 0 while we're vulnerable. And that'll be all good. But really, like, if we can orange pellets away the debuffs next turn, we get a little bit lucky on the draws, then we'll be sitting okay with the big attack. I'm hoping to not have to use this Ghost in a Jar, or like, let's say we get a power and no attacks or something like that. We can always Liquid Memories back this Cloak and Dagger, right? Okay, so we're taking our Shuriken proc. Unfortunate about this energy that we were kind of trying to save up for, and it doesn't really help our pen nib all that much. Oh, shit, we got the boot. Thanks, boot. We'll chuck down the fatty Malaise, even though it's a little excessive. The 5 turns of weak is actually nothing to sneeze at either, though. Okay, that's a good start. So worst case scenario, we will be able to Liquid Memories back the Cloak and Dagger to remove the debuffs. Oh. Or we have an attack right here. So we can choose to let Oracle block. 24? I mean, 24 is not bad. Return too hard. I don't think that's worth Ghost in a Jar at this point in the fight, because we know we're not taking any damage next turn. And get a footwork down. Sure. Or dexterity. That's pretty good. Okay, we are offered our first opportunity to actually do damage. Not going to get much better than this, and we do have the blur in hand. It would be really nice to double blade dance finisher. That gets us pretty close to the damage cap, I think. Should. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. We're not quite there yet. Maybe I'm being a little overly ambitious, but that would cost us a lot of HP. So this is 2 health. This is 10 health. We can blur somewhere in there, so we don't have to take the full amount. So that's after 7 attacks. We take 2, 6. I think we take 8 to make that happen. It's probably still worth it. We've got 10 health up here, too. Our drop. Oh my god, our drop health's so bad. I guess we could blur now, huh? We really need to get this terror in play before the artifact goes down. We don't have good ways to break artifact right now. Yikes. It's kind of extra yikes because we don't want to gamble here because we have Ascender's Bane and Dazed in our hand, and we don't want to redraw those either. So maybe we just do like dodge, slime, slice, and then expertise. Trying again to get to our terror. Okay, pretty good. And we get rid of the void too. That's great. I think we're good here. Just trying to think about liquid memories because we're shuffling here. So if we want to make any progress or do anything interesting. Like, if we were really desperate, we could Liquid Memories back the Acrobatics and then discard the burn. Just because our draw next turn isn't that impressive, but I don't think we need to do that with like 7 dexterity right now. I don't think we're that desperate. I think we chuck this Malaise. We have Piercing Well for the next multi-attack. We have Piercing Well Plus for the following multi-attack. And that's not even including this Wraith form. I think it is. Okay. Maybe I should have taken that copy of Caltrops so we could do a little bit of chip damage. Like, the shivs are so rough right now. They don't give us a Nunchaku, which kind of sucks. So if we could Nunchaku on Blade Dance and then dodge and roll, that would be great. Like, no attacks, huh? This costs us 10. And then we could potentially hold dodge and defend something. It looks like we have to do damage. $45. Talon is so good at surviving hurt while accomplishing nothing. Exactly. That's exactly how it feels too. So we can Nunchaku this and get a full block. I mean, that's something. Removing an artifact charge is really nice. Blade Dance is fine. So we're about to go to Beat of Death 3. And we are fully on board the struggle bus right now. We're not doing too great. It's really not that bad. We've got Wraith form coming up to deal with Beat of Death 3. We've got all this multi-attack. Stop. So it could really be worse. It just feels kind of weird right now. We have strength scaling and pen nib. Look at that. I mean, that's a 30 damage shiv with no accuracies or anything. It's not that bad yet. It's just not that good. Old Survivor Acro for next turn. A little bit spicy. So if we see the multi-attack, we die. Like, as is right now. So this is why, like, I wanted to Malaise on the turn where we did Calculated Gamble. Because of this artifact problem. I guess what we could say right now Well, I mean, we could just Liquid Memories back. The Wraith form or something. It just feels like a bit of a waste. I have no block for next turn. If we were to Wraith form, we'd get through 2 more multi-attacks because we have this Ghost in a Jar. And then we just have to, like, full block the big attack, which shouldn't be a problem. Do we win? Do we win if we do that is kind of the question. Do we do 426 damage? That's... I mean, we should. I guess there's a non-zero chance that... Well, actually, you know what? In a weird way, we could do that. We could hold Wraith Form aggro and then try to draw into another copy of, like, Piercing Will if we need it. We could even commit to, say, getting rid of this copy of Piercing Will Plus in my hand to remove artifacts. Because Malaise with ChemX also blocks a multi-attack pretty dang well. And then redrawing this Piercing Wail is a big downside. So not having to see this Piercing Wail again would make it more likely that we draw into something that we need. So maybe we do that. And taking the 5 HP isn't so bad either. Yeah, I think I like that line. Ooh, our weak is wearing off too. So actually this is where we would want to Malaise. Okay, we did get exactly Piercing Wail. That's pretty sweet. I don't really want to defend here, but I guess we have Blur, right? Wow, that's great. Beat of Death 3, you say? So this now costs me 15 health to play a single copy of Blade Dance. We block for, let's say, 30. Throw down a Malaise. And then we have Wraith Form. And that should be fine. We don't actually need this next multi-attack. Block. The weird bit is I don't want to lose Dexterity. Because we, still have to deal with stuff. And I want to draw, too. What was I doing? I think we're doing this. Look at that. I don't even need to Malaise. But I do want this. Don't I? Now we should Wraith Form, I think. Ooh, we need one more attack on top of Finisher to actually, like, damage cap. Alright, show me damage cards. Well. Fortunately, we don't need much more to kill the heart here. Hey, give it up to Slice. Nice, man. Woo! Yeah, so I think, like, in the end, it's interesting to think about, right? In the end, was Wraithform necessary? And I think it was most necessary in the Act 4 elites, like, less so the heart. And I thought it was going to be the most necessary in the heart. It just so happens that we got that second copy of Footwork Plus from the Orrery to allow us to actually block Beat of Death. But up until that point, I mean, it was not going to be as smooth as it even was in the hard fight. And then also the oddly smooth stone. So, like, between the shop and the Act 4 elites, we picked up 4 dexterity. So, really, really nice. Yeah, I think we got also... I don't want to call it lucky, but we did pick up some really high tier block cards in Backflip Plus in the third act and some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is like, I mean, what a great run, right? Like, you just kind of get that early Bag of Prep. So we took Bag of Prep over Anchor. And of course, I mean, Bag of Prep is Bag of Prep. Why not have like twice your starter relic? We also started out with like a Slice pickup and well-laid plans with the Strength Potion and this Terror going into Centuries. So, I mean, the well-laid plans made this not as bad as it could have been. But yeah, man, the Slice, and then the Slice upgrade that we ended up getting somewhere in here. I thought we upgraded Slice right away. Oh, we upgraded at the Shrine. That's right. Upgraded Slice at the Shrine. And man, I think Slice gamed super hard. Super hard. Maybe it's better than I made it out to be all along. I don't know. I used to be a big-time Slice hater. But maybe it's not that bad. I think that like cards like Acrobatics and I don't know, maybe it enables like picks like Choke or something like that in Act 1 if you happen to need them. Even though I don't value Choke very highly, but it can get through some fights if you need it. Maybe it puts you over the edge for Exeghost or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, great run. What I forget. We picked Pellets here over Lantern. Yeah, I think the Pellets did game pretty hard too. Oh yeah, it was Wraithform and Donu and Deca. That was necessary. I forgot about that. Yeah, over Lantern, when we had Ring of the Snake plus Bag of Prep, thinking about 5 energy on turn 1 was just like so tempting to me. I really wanted to have that 5 energy, but Orange Pellets is just Orange Pellets, man. I mean, you just kind of take it and it does its thing and you're happy you have it. I don't know if it gamed too hard until we picked up Wraithform, and then we also used it in the heart. But that's exactly why we bought it. We had a pretty nice amount of money, and the deck was doing well, so we could kind of skip on some of this other stuff we didn't have to pick up, whatever. And then we also chose to skip 2 copies of Corpse Explosion from the Act 1 boss and then the Act 2 boss. We did see Donu and Deca, and then, of course, the Shield and Spear, and Awaken 1, too, where Corpse Explosion, can also do its thing. I think where we struggled most not having Corpse Explosion was probably Repto. Repto, we didn't deal with the daggers that well. We did have the second copy of Blade Dance, but the deck had no AoE. And I don't know. I mean, that's probably where it would have been best. It would have been a nice to have in Donu and Deca, like if we didn't get that Wraithform as our last card pickup in the normal act. Fights in elites and stuff like that, but yeah, otherwise, I mean, it's just kind of a dream run on the silent. You get Bag of Prep, you get Shuriken, and you're like, all right, I got this one. But then we get like Pen Nib and Nunchaku on top of that. The Chemex pickup with 2 copies of Malaise. I mean, this was just like a fun one all around, right? It's a good one.